What is going on, everyone? How y'all doing? Welcome to Chill with Phil, impromptu Chill with Phil, I would say, for Monday, the 1st of December, 2025. I hope everyone's doing well. I was just going to say, why is my frame off? And then the animation played. So it was actually just a delay in the animation. Okay. I had not actually seen that animation in action yet. I didn't know that there was like a big delay there. How's everyone this morning? Good morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to DSPGaming in a nice chill atmosphere today. Very different than what I had usually planned, but it is what it is. That's life. Sometimes you have to adjust on the fly, and that's exactly what we're doing today. I hope that you guys are okay with that. We'll talk about that in a second. Well, already, Sacrifice You has gifted a sub. Thank you so much. We also have Sacrifice You did 100 kicks. Thank you, Sacrifice You, for 2 contributions right off the bat. I barely got a word out of my mouth. Seriously, that's awesome. Thank you for that. And it also looks like we have Gonzo 420 THC who did a $3 super sticker. So thank you to Gonzo. Let's get you on the leaderboard. Thank you guys. I mean, wow. Showering me with support the moment I appear on camera is much appreciated. Thank you all. What's going on, Chris? Good morning. Oh, he did 2 100 kicks, did he? Okay, I didn't see that. Thank you, guys. He did 2 100 kicks. So thank you again to Sacrifice You for 2 kicks. Jade, good morning. How are you, man? Good morning, everyone. I Critique, how are you? Vassal, what's going on? Reardon Steel? What a name. Dropping some kicks over on Kick. How you doing, man? Torment, how you doing? Snake Sauce. Cabal, good morning. Roach in a sock, good morning. That's, ugh. I just put on a sock and there's a roach in there. TX Shooter, what's up? Why is there dandruff all over the screen? Because I forgot to use the amazing cleansing powers of Selsun Blue this morning. That's why. Now that's an old reference right there. Game Boy, good morning, good morning. I stand with Phil. How are you doing? Very good. Tay, I'm sorry to hear your dog puked in your room. That's awful. Hopefully it's easy to clean. All right, Sacrifice uses. I'm with the Aspen Roach community. Wish you the best. Can't stay long, though, with work. It's all good. Thanks for stopping by, saying hello, and supporting. You're awesome. Thank you so much. How much did I earn on yesterday's stream? What stream? I streamed twice yesterday. To be honest, I don't even really know. I'm not paying attention anymore. I'm really not. I don't have to. Which is amazing. Again, what a 180 turn in 1 week. In fact, it was 1 week ago at this very time that I was jumping on the stream with Asmon Gold. 1 week. And what a week it's been. I've doubled my stream viewership. Over 8,000 new fresh subscribers on the channel giving it a look. Certainly, I'm not growing exponentially or anything, but you have to understand that this channel has had no growth. So to have some growth is amazing. You know, after all the hard work I've put in, to actually have a new, fresh group of eyes on the content, enjoying it and supporting it is amazing. It's really turned things around. And by the way, if you ever noticed me doing what I just did, I'm just eliminating toxic people who are here to troll. So the moment I see it, I just get rid of them and I don't even address it. If you see me doing this, clicking around, it's exactly what I'm doing. All right, I'm not even going to talk to them anymore because they're not worth my time. Thank you, Broden. Broden says, don't let the freaks get to you. Stay humble and thankful. Love the future you got ahead. Thank you so much, man. Kind words and much appreciated after, all the stuff that I have been through. So today we're in the Winter Wonderland, as you can see. Nice Winter Wonderland theme. And I hope that you are enjoying the festivities of the month. They will continue all month long. Is it just me, or is this playing like 2 animations and that's it? Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It seems to be having issues or something. I just want to be sure it's playing all the animations like it's supposed to. Okay. So, yes, this morning we will chill for a while. We'll talk a little bit about what happened, why I am not currently doing an interview today. And we'll talk about what I'm doing on the fly as an adjustment because of that. And Then we're gonna do some Arc Raiders fun, which I'm excited. I'm actually gonna be playing on my new controller, which will be a great test of the controller, I feel. So that's gonna be cool. And as all this is going down, there's a chance that things will be arriving that I'll have to get and maybe show off on the stream as they arrive. New set upgrades and things that I ordered on Friday. Good stuff. No, the story is not that Wings did not confirm with me. Would you like me to just get this out of the way now? Okay, so Wings of Redemption was supposed to be on the show today. Originally, I was going to have him on the show about a week ago, but then the craziness with Asmongold happened, and that all came together so quickly and everything. So I confirmed that I would have him on today. And then I wanted to like touch base with him again over the last few days just to make sure. And I actually spoke with him yesterday morning live when I was on this stream. I talked to Wings and he said, it's 1 p.m. tomorrow. I said, no, it's 12. It's just like we did last time, 2 hours or whatever. And he said, all right, that's fine. We were locked in. We were good. So last night, I'm winding down. I'm ready to go to sleep. And I get a message from Wings. And he basically says that he is not feeling well at all. And he needs to take a rain check for today. And I was like, thank you for telling me, because now that you told me, I can on the fly adapt and change stuff. Like if he had waited till last minute, that kind of would have screwed me over. But because he gave me the courtesy of telling me the night before so that I could actually adjust, I was able to adjust. So I give him props and credit. I mean, it sucks he couldn't show up, but I'm happy that he came and told me, yeah, I'm not going to make it. So last night I said, well, what can I do? Right? On the fly. Well, we could do something that we had just done, maybe that you guys wanted to see more of. Because I see it like this. This is now a bonus stream, right? This is a stream we were going to have an interview with Wings. It's not happening now. It's going to happen next week is what I said to him. I said, let's do it next week. So let's see if everything comes together. I'll let you know. I'll confirm with him again when he's feeling better. If we're doing it next week. Hopefully we are. Okay? But in the meantime, I see this as like a bonus stream. Like this is an opportunity for us to kind of hang out and then do stuff that we want to do. And based off of what we did last week on the Black Friday Marathon, it seems like people want these new games. I had tried out Arc Raiders and I had tried out Megabonk. And both games seem to have an audience where people came by and were like, oh, this is cool to see Phil play it. I want to see more. So based on that, I said, well, one of the games that I wanted to see if it would work as an actual chill hangout stream was Arc Raiders. It seems like this is the kind of game that as long as you guys are helping me and we talk, it would be entertaining. I don't know if this is the kind of game that I would play by myself, but since it's an interactive stream where we hang out and chill, I think it might work. So that's what I said I wanted to do today. I want to try it out. I'm intrigued if Arc Raiders will work as a stream. Now, for the record, if we play this today and it doesn't work, if it's boring, if no one likes it, if I'm not liking it, and we determine, hey, that's it, that's okay. That's fine. That's cool because this was already supposed to be a different stream that wasn't going to happen. So it's not like this is a waste of our time. In fact, this is actually a pretty good use of our time, I feel. Okay, so no worries there if it doesn't work. But to be honest, I hope it does. I hope that this works out and ends up being entertaining and maybe can become a part of our chill schedule, a game that we bring back from time to time to hang out. Excuse me. So let's see how it goes today. And if it goes well, excellent. Again, I will need help and advice on the game because I'm going to try to figure out exactly, what we're doing. And we'll go from there. Okay, it looks like, hold on. I got a $1 tip. Someone says, I can confirm. I was watching some of Wing's stream yesterday. He just didn't feel like himself. I hope he recovers and feels better soon. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's come down with. I don't know if it's a cold. I don't know if it's something mental. Who knows, right? It could be anything. But I do hope he recovers, and I hope we can do it next week. Next week, unlike this week where I'm doing a 4-day week, and this is day 2 of that 4-day week. 5, 6, 7. We should be at 10, not 19. And then with this $1 tip, we should be at 11. Yeah, I did the leaderboard wrong. No, I hope that we can do it next week. Next week is a 7-day streaming week for me. 7. So I'll be here Saturday through Friday. No. Yeah, Saturday through Friday of next week. So we're going to do a lot next week. We're going to have a lot of games that are going to be finishing. We're going to have new games that are going to be starting, like Metroid Prime 4. We're going to have chill streams. We're going to have serious streams. Hopefully we have Wings as a guest. Like, it'll be a good, giant week of variety. And that's amazing because I'm going to have my new set. I'm going to have the new desk, the new monitors, everything new. So it's going to be a great test of the new set to be put in 7 straight freaking days of work. I'm excited for it. Okay? So thank you for the dollar tip. Sacrifice You gifted another membership. Thank you, Sacrifice You, for another membership. That's awesome. I appreciate that very much. And is there more kicks? There are more kicks. Your future stepdad just did 500 kicks, and he says, good afternoon, friends. So let's actually get an animation for that one. Hold on. Here we go. 500 kicks. Maybe I'll find a different sound effect for that one. We'll have to think about it. Maybe I may have to get a different sound effect for that one. We'll see. It sucks. I couldn't get any sound effects, like anything good out of Scrooged. I was looking. I couldn't really find the sound effects for the movie Scrooged. So I just did something kind of generic. And yes, that is going to play every time someone does 500 kicks. There's 500, 1,000, and I think I just did 100, 500, and 1,000. Because I do not often get anything bigger than that on kicks. So I think those are the only animations I did special. I'm not sure. Okay. So thank you, future stepdad, for the 500 kicks. I appreciate that. Oh, let's see here. I just received a $10 anonymous tip. Thank you so much.
Humbug.
Thank you so much. That sounds too loud, doesn't it? Why is that so loud? I might have to adjust that. I got a $10 anonymous tip. This person says, happy holidays to you, Phil. Happy holidays back. What's the thing that you're most excited to get from your Black Friday bonanza? Man, to be honest, I don't think there's one piece. Like, the thing is, keep saying this every day, the linchpin of this all is the desk. Until the desk arrives, I can't do the setup. Like, there's pieces I can do. I could do the chair, and then I could take this set that I have and I could raise, because this is a raising desk and this is a raising desk, so I could raise the desks up to adjust to the height of the chair. Then I could adjust the camera heights. Well, that camera height would be automatic. This one I would have to adjust in the lighting. But until the desk is here, I can't use the monitors or the monitor arms. I can't really do any big changes. So the desk is the big thing, but that's not the thing I'm most excited for. I'm excited to just have a modern set. For so long, I've been using the weird pieced together Frankenstein set of a monitor way back there on a computer desk that's in my corner. And that's what I use to monitor OBS and YouTube. A laptop sitting in front of me. And that's what I use to monitor both of the stream chats and contributions coming in. A TV all the way on the back wall of my room to the right of me. That's what I use to game on. One keyboard and mouse here that's linked to that screen. A touchpad that I use to control the keyboard or the laptop. Keyboard and mouse here that I use to control my gaming setup. It really is a mess. It's effective. Like, as you can see, I can make content with it, but it's not ideal. And the problem has been the last year, I've noticed a big decline in my eyesight because of it. Like, I'm over here trying to update the leaderboard, and I'm like squinting to see, what the total is to update. I'm like, I can't see what it says. And then I have to refocus my eyes to look at this, to talk to you guys. Then I have to readjust and then look over here. So it's constant focus, refocus. It's killing my eyes. It really is. So now to have 2 monitors, one right here that's going to have the chat, the stream, everything on one widescreen, ultra wide monitor, and then the gaming right here, and they're fully adjustable. with these arms, so I could have the chat right next to me as I'm gaming. I just look right here. It'll be literally right here readable, as opposed to now it's like over there and I'm squinting. I could have it right here. It's going to be ideal. It's going to be a much better situation. So I'm excited for the future, for this in general, for the whole setup. Like, okay, so let's talk about it now. All right. So here's what's happening over the next several days. Pretty much everything is arriving today except the desk, which sucks. Because if the desk was arriving today, then obviously I could actually upgrade the whole setup. Like, I could literally spend the whole day unboxing, hooking up, building, upgrading. But sadly, that's not the case. The desk is currently en route to my home. It actually shipped this morning from Nevada.
Store wouldn't take your stolen credit card.
The problem was I paid for it with a stolen credit card, so they declined the charge, and it got held up. But now it's on the way. No, that didn't happen. No. So basically, the desk was furthest away. Like, everything else I ordered was in stock near me. The desk is coming from some supplier states away. So it's on the way and it's coming, but I have no idea. It could show up tomorrow, because if they started driving it or shipping it here this morning from Nevada, I mean, all I got to do is go from Nevada up California into Washington. It's not that big of a drive. Like, I know for a fact, because we're playing Truck Sim and we know it's just a straight shot through those western states. And so maybe not that big of a deal. So maybe it'll show up tomorrow, which I would love, but it probably is not going to show up until Wednesday, as they're suggesting. So outside of that, everything else that I ordered is arriving today, including, let me just go through this, okay? So there's one shipment that has the headphone cable, both monitors that I ordered, both of the monitor arms, the Super Mario Lego. All of that is in one shipment, and that supposedly is all coming today, this afternoon. Like, all that should arrive during this stream. Okay, supposedly. But it says the earliest it'll show up is around 1:30 p.m., which is around 2 hours from now. So chances are it will randomly show up at some point when we're probably playing Arc Raiders, but I'm going to have to stop to bring it all in. Like, if I have all this stuff obviously on my doorstep, I got to bring it all in. I can't leave, all kinds of shit out there. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Now, the chair is also coming, but the chair is coming later today. They're saying it's not going to arrive until after 4:45, maybe as late as 8 p.m. What sucks about that is if the chair arrived, I could build it, I could adjust the height of the set, and we can actually see what the new backdrop will look like, because it won't look like this anymore. It's going to be higher up. Like, you're going to see the higher end of my setup now. My head will probably be like this. Like this. See how different it looks when my head's higher up? It's probably going to be like that. So I would love to do that and adjust the cameras and everything, but I can't do that till the chair's here and we build it and whatever. So if it arrives, maybe we do that tonight, because tonight I have American Truck Sim scheduled. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I'm doing Truck Sim this week no matter what. Don't get me wrong. We're doing Truck Sim. It's just that I don't want to do everything at once. So I don't want to be building everything all in one go. And it would be nice if, like, I could actually build this chair and have it as part of the set for a day or two before the desk arrives. So it all depends. I'll keep my eye on it. I will let you know what happens over the course of the day when things are arriving. I may have to pause gameplay and the like to bring stuff in. And we'll go from there, okay? So today is pretty much everything except the desk. The desk is supposedly coming on Wednesday, all right? Mods, if you could please keep your eyes on the chat. The guy's back again. Thank you. I don't want to have to moderate this guy all day, because he's going to be here all day. He will literally be here with 400 stock accounts all day. That's how he is. He's a nut job. So please keep your eyes on the chat, okay? Okay. Okay, so, and exactly. Broden says, just roll with what happens. We're chilling. Some of us are excited to see unboxing of all the new stuff. Me too. Like, I've never had an ultra-wide monitor. I've literally never had a good gaming monitor like this before that I'm going to have for gaming, and I've never had an ultra wide monitor either. Like, I'm excited to see what these things are like and to just have modern tech. I've always been behind the 8 ball on this stuff. So to actually be like top of the line stuff now, I'm excited for the future. Really, it's going to be cool every day. Any game I want to play, we have freedom to play at a high end. Great controls now with this amazing new controller, keyboard and mouse. Everything's great. I cannot wait. I'm stoked. All right, we got a lot of shout outs to do. Holy moly. Let's see here. So, Raider Randy did a $5 super chat. The Arc Raider pixel art in the background is a nice touch. Yes, I just added that for the month. I have several different animations that I have playing. This is the game animation where basically all the games that I know I'm going to be playing this month, I now have on the frame. So, you got Mario Galaxy 2, you got Call of Duty, you got Arc Raiders, you got Expedition 33, which we'll be playing later on in the month. We got Metroid for Metroid Prime 4. So there's like 5 games on there right now. I may tweak that over the course of the month as well. I like to do that, adjust it to what we're doing. I got a 500 kick from Sacrifice You. Thank you so much, Sacrifice You, for 500 kicks. We got to watch this again. Thank you, Sacrifice You, for the 500 kicks. And then there was 5 gifted subs. Wow, 5 gifted subs from Lone Hato Dogu. Thank you for that. For the record, anonymous gifted subs do not work on Kick, and they still haven't updated this in the year that I have streamed on Kick. They just don't work. What I mean by that is they go through, but they don't stay anonymous. For whatever reason, they show your name anyway. So sorry about that. This person looks like they wanted to do anonymous subs, and it didn't work. It's because they don't work. They never have. So, but thank you, Lone Hato Dogu, for 5 gifted subs. Congrats on everyone who got them. Thank you guys for the support this morning. It's much appreciated. Yeah, so here's the plan for the week, okay? Right now, this is just a chill with Phil session. We're just going to hang out, and we're going to enjoy each other's company for like maybe an hour. We'll see how it goes. If you guys want to hang out longer, we can. We're in no rush. But once we hang out for a bit and then we want to get to gameplay, we will jump into Arc Raiders. And that'll be fun, okay? And we'll give it a go for the first time. Obviously, you guys will help me with understanding the game because I need to get some coaching on what I'm doing, like what is the best stuff that I'm looking for, what items, how do I craft, what's the best weapons, etc. You guys are really helping me on Friday with that, so I'm sure that will continue, and that's why it'll be a fun stream. It'll be interactive and social, where we hang out and you guys tell me about the game so I can learn it, okay? So that's this first game. This first stream, I meant. If stuff shows up, great. Maybe I'll bring it in. Maybe I'll unbox some of it, but the stuff has to show up, and I don't know exactly when it's showing up. They're giving me these estimated times. That doesn't mean anything. We'll have to see as the course of the day goes, all right? Now, tonight on the late stream, 7 p.m. Pacific time, I have scheduled American Truck Simulator. But if the chair shows up, maybe what we should do is have a session where I build the chair, we upgrade the set, we lift the desks, we reposition the cameras, we see how it all looks. All right. To be honest, Truck Sim, I've never really played it in the way it's intended. And what I mean by that is this chair is way low to the ground. It doesn't adjust like a normal office chair. So because of that, I've never actually been able to use the pedals and everything like the way intended. My pedals have to be like way far out because I'm a tall guy. And so my legs have to like stretch out to use the pedals and everything. With the chair proper, it'll be more like actually driving a truck, where I'll actually be sitting upright and pushing the pedals. I could have the pedals right below me now, and it'll be interesting to see how the setup will adjust. Now, this won't be the final setup because the new desk is coming, but it doesn't really matter. Like these desks height adjust. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that it would be really fun to maybe do that tonight. But I guess it depends. Does the chair show up in time or not? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. So tonight we could do Truck Sim, we could do a chair and set upgrade. We could do both. It doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal. Now, tomorrow, I originally had planned a Pokemon stream. I feel like we could do a Pokemon stream tomorrow. I don't see why we wouldn't. All right. So we could do Pokemon tomorrow. That could be fun. But here's the other thing. I could, if all the monitors and everything arrived by then, we could test them out just with not the real desk. Like, to be honest, the setup I have now is kind of bootleg of what the desk will be. The desk will be the final setup. So maybe what I would do, instead of using the monitor arms, I could put the ultra wide monitor right here and test it. I don't know. Again, it depends. Let's figure this out. I don't want to promise anything. Like tomorrow, we could play Pokemon. Maybe we won't. It depends on what happens with what's here and how we set up the stuff or whatever, right? So, because we could technically start using the monitors right away, it just won't be in the right positions of how they will be finally when the desk shows up. So, I just feel like I want to hang out with you guys and mess with the set, but I do want to do some gameplay as well. I didn't want this week to be super like locked in. Like I told you, Tuesday and Wednesday were meant to be open days where we could kind of do whatever we want. There's nothing that's 100% committed or anything. Okay. See, once everything's in place, I want to play like everything. I want to play a session of Call of Duty on keyboard and mouse, now on the new desk with the new monitor, and see how it plays and how it affects my gameplay. Because I've been sucking at Call of Duty. Maybe if I actually have this low response time monitor, actual desk setup, everything nice, maybe I'll do better. I don't know, right? I want to just have a chill session with you guys, a more relaxed game, see how that turns out. So I'm excited to try all this stuff out. And the fact that this is a shorter week, yeah, I guess is okay, because I'm going to have Thursday and Friday off, but when I come back on Saturday, I'll feel like we're starting the real week now with the new setup. We're going to start with Metroid Prime 4, which will be interesting. I hope it's good. After waiting all these years for a new Metroid Prime, and they're saying that the story of Metroid Prime 4 is brand new. It doesn't really tie into the story of Metroid Prime Trilogy, which I guess is good because I never played 2 or 3. I only played 1. So to have a fresh new, storyline is probably in the best interest of a lot of people. Green on my mind says, after you get into Arc Raiders and you actually understand and make progress, you won't want to touch Call of Duty again. Do you think so? You really think so? I mean, let's see how it goes. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll get hooked. Maybe I'll get addicted on this formula and you guys will like it and we'll just have a new thing for the rotation that everyone likes. I guess we'll see. Buckwell says he just got Arc Raiders this past weekend and he's really enjoying it. It's only been out for what, 2 months? When did it come out? I think September, right? So it's not that old or anything. Broden says, you said it felt like Battlefront. Well, the devs worked on Battlefront. Yeah, I would say it reminded me of Star Wars Battlefront, and it reminded me a little bit of PUBG. Those would be like the two comparisons that I would say that it really reminded me of strongly when I was playing it. Oh, how do I like the new controller? Hold on. Good question. So the controller in question is the Razer Wolverine Pro 8K. Why 8K? Because it has an 8K polling rate, which is insane. 8K polling rate? A good polling rate for a controller is 1,000. This thing goes up to 8K, okay? So what do I think? My initial impressions, insanely lightweight, which is great. Doesn't have rumble. Like, that's the trade-off. No rumble feature. But outside of the no controller vibration, incredibly lightweight, very responsive, really good thumbsticks. The buttons all seemed great. The D-pad worked well when I was using it. Has a ridiculous amount of customizable buttons. Six extra buttons that you can use for whatever you want. 2 on the shoulders here and 4 extra clicky triggers on the bottom that actually align with your fingers naturally. Okay. Now I'm not using any of those buttons yet. Maybe eventually I would. You can map them in the app. It comes with an app that you just go right in there and you easily could change the polling rate. You could actually calibrate the thumbsticks, which I did. I calibrated them. And you can map those 6 buttons. So pretty neat. It's a completely bindable, mappable controller. I love the rubberized grip. It feels incredibly comfortable in the hand. So my first impression playing Tormented Souls 2 last night was a very positive one. I don't even really have any complaints. I really enjoyed it. But let's see, long term, how I feel about it. For now, I actually really like it. I'm having a good time with it. So I'm excited for more gameplay with it today. I'm playing Arc Raiders with it, and will be another good test. How many controllers do I have in total? I have the Elite 2 in this one. As a backup, I have a standard Xbox controller that actually I bought back when I was still using consoles. So the Series X, I have that controller. So I technically have 3 that would work with the PC right away. But the old Xbox controller, I believe, I was liking it. And then someone actually last year donated the Elite 2. They were like, oh, if you're going to be a PC gamer, I want you to have like a better controller. So they donated that controller, and I started using that one for about a year now until I just got this one for myself. No, I have no plans to try Escape from Tarkov. What's going on, Ortega? How are you today? Yeah, I heard that's the problem with these Xbox Elite controllers, that they control well, and I'll agree. Like, I like my Elite 2 controller. The only complaint I have was the face button wasn't comfortable, and it made a callus on my thumb playing Silk Song. But outside of that, I've loved it. But everyone seems to say they wear out in like a year. So for me, I mean, I was around that time period. It was around late summer, early fall last year when I got that controller. And here we are, December of this year. So it's probably about the time it would break, honestly. Critique, I do use keyboard and mouse on the PC for certain games. For example, Call of Duty, I use it. But I don't use it for everything, mostly because it's not comfortable setup. That's why I'm getting this desk and a real chair. Like right now, to use keyboard and mouse, I have to move this way, reposition this rolling desk in front of me. I can't even move my chair. This chair doesn't have wheels. I'm on a chair that sits on a flat base and can't move or adjust. So because of that, I can't even like have a keyboard and mouse comfortably in front of me. I have to like move the whole desk here, which is stupid. And then it's bad that I get trapped. I can't even move. So once I have a proper setup with a real desk, a real chair, I can roll in and adjust and use everything nicely. Maybe I will use more things or more keyboard and mouse for more games. But right now, it just hasn't been. Like I said, I have the most bootleg setup of any streamer. I really do. I can't wait to have a real setup. That's why I'm so genuinely stoked and excited this week. I have always wanted a proper setup, but I've never really had opportunity to have it until now. Jasper Kitty. Hello, how are you, buddy? Jasper's in the room, everyone. Jasper, you want to say hello to everyone? Jump up on the chair. He just meowed. You want to jump up on the chair, say hello? He meowed, and he's looking at me, but he's not jumping up. Usually he jumps up on the chair. I don't know why he's not now. Oh, he's a nut. I don't know. If he comes on the chair, great. What's up, King Michael? How are you this morning? I did play Black Myth Wukong last summer. Initially, I liked it a lot. I thought the graphics were great, and I thought the early gameplay was fun. And then I got to World 2, which was the desert, and I still liked it, and I thought the gameplay was still fun, and the bosses were interesting. And then I got to the third world, and I was like, this one's not as interesting. Basically, by the time I got to the prison sucked. The prison, like, killed the game for me because the game just became so much of a chore and tedious. You had to backtrack a bunch, solve these dumb puzzles and stuff, and then some of the fights were stupid. The boss fight in the prison was atrociously bad. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. It was the biggest grind waste of time. So then you leave there. Now you're in the ice world. The ice world was decent, okay? But essentially, when I got to a certain point, I realized something. This whole game was going to follow exactly the same formula. Run around in a giant, almost completely empty world. Every once in a while, fight some generic enemies. Every once in a while, fight a mini-boss. And then platform around, and then fight another boss, and platform around, and then fight another boss. It was boring. Quite frankly, once I got to the ice world, I got bored. I just didn't want to play it anymore. I did beat the ice world. If I remember, I got to that next major boss fight where you're going up all those stairs and you're fighting against that big boss and everything. And I was like, dude, I just don't like this anymore. I'm very bored. And the audience agreed. The audience started off really excited and engaged with the playthrough. By the time we had gotten to that point, I had lost more than half the audience. The people who were here weren't even paying attention to the game and were bored and telling me to play other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I have to agree. When you play a game such as Dark Souls or Sekiro or Bloodborne, the world feels just as important as everything else in the game. The world design feels like it's very carefully orchestrated. You go through an area and all of a sudden there's a sniper enemy over here. There's a guy that jumps out over here. There's some interesting platforming challenge here. There's a hidden item over here. None of that ever happens in Black Myth Wukong. It's just run into a generic, open, boring-ass area, maybe fight some enemies or a mini-boss, wash, rinse, repeat. There's no real, there's no handcrafted world design that's interesting. And because of that, the entire world feels boring. And that's not good, especially for as long as the game is. You don't want to be bored traversing the world. And that was my problem. I just loved the game at first, then thought it was all right, then kind of started getting so bored I didn't want to play it anymore, and I dropped it. And the funny part about it was, at one point, everyone was praising Wukong. By the end of the year, no one even remembered it existed. Like, no one talked about Black Myth Wukong, even like you're talking about, oh, my Game of the Year considerations. No one even brought it up. Like, wow. I mean, how the mighty have fallen, because everyone was so hyped for it in the summer, and then, woo, like right down off a cliff. So, okay. Raider Randy, thanks for $5. He says, have you thought of putting vibration collars on Jasper to encourage him to stay on screen for the chat? No. Yeah, first of all, I know what you're referencing, but Jasper Kitty is very much an independent cat, because over the years, people have asked me, why don't you have him on camera more? Why don't you have a Jasper cam where you can have a camera, say, in your office where it focuses on him so we can always see him on screen, have it like in the corner? He does not stay still. He is a cat that likes to do whatever he wants. He'll lay different places. Some days he'll be in here the whole stream laying on the floor. Some days he'll be in here 5 minutes and then he's out and I never see him again. You know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of his own thing, and there's no real way. He's not like a dog that'll come sit next to you. You know what I'm saying? So there's no Jasper cam possibility. I could put a cam and it would basically never get any use. You know what I mean? Mozzie says they love the chill background. Is it chilly in there? It is not chilly in here. It's nice, actually. It's a good temperature in here today. It's 75. And yeah, Winter Wonderland theme today. I have so many nice Christmas themes lined up for you guys. I'm excited. Could a GoPro on his head? Yes. Cabal says there's a Twitch channel that has 24 rabbits and an alternative fish pond cam. If you donate, it feeds everything treats. I don't know if that's good, because wouldn't people constantly be donating and then you're overfeeding the creatures? I don't know if that's a good idea. Exactly. A dog you can easily have trained to sit next to you or relax with you in the room. A cat will do whatever it wants. Opinion on PewDiePie giving up gaming completely to spend time with his son. Crazy how times are changing. I didn't even know that he was still gaming. I knew that he occasionally still did some video content, like reacting to news and vlogging and stuff. I didn't even know that he still gamed. So he's filthy rich. This is a guy who literally watched other creators, okay, said, I want to do that. Turned on a camera, randomly played a game, screamed. What is that on the wall over there? I'm going to check it out in a second. There's something on my wall. Screamed like a girl at horror games. That's how he got his name, by screaming at his camera like a girl playing horror games. Much like Markiplier and all of them, which is hilarious that they got so big screaming like sissies, right? Everyone likes this act he puts on. It's obvious it's an act. Like, anyone with a brain would be like, dude, he's not actually that scared at the games. He's overacting to be like a cartoon character. People loved the character. So they fall in love with this guy. He ends up becoming this humongous Let's Player, right? And he blows up in popularity. Next thing you know, people are looking at this guy like he's some kind of representative of all streamers and gamers. And it's like, is he really? Or is he just some guy that kind of got crazy lucky and blew up because of, the virality of streaming and things like that? That's the way I see it. Then people say, oh, well, now he did this on stream, and it's bad representation for all of gamers because he said this or he did this. Who made PewDiePie responsible for all of gaming? Like, who made him the face of gaming? I wasn't aware that happened. He's just some guy who screamed at a camera like a Muppet or a cartoon character. He got popular. Good on him, right? I'm not shit-talking him. I'm just saying he played a role. People thought the role was funny. Great. What's the problem? Well, the problem is he became a multimillionaire. He was making millions of dollars a year doing this character. And therefore, people put so much undue attention, I feel, on the guy that he had all this pressure, and then sometimes he would make a mistake that any human would make, and everyone would be like holding him to task for it. And the worst part was when people would actually like get hurt because of stuff he did, but he didn't intend for that to happen, right? If he's streaming and he says a word and people are like, what a bad word. Now all gamers are racist. It's like, what? The hell are you talking about? Dude, that's PewDiePie. It ain't that serious. Like, what are you? But anyway, he became ridiculously popular, ridiculously rich. Now didn't he move to Japan or whatever? And so, dude, he never has to work for the rest of his life. He can literally sit on his ass for the rest of his life and everything's fully paid for. So why would he have to make content? If he says, I don't want to make content anymore, I want to spend time with my family, that's his prerogative, and no one has a right to criticize him for it. Okay? Now, to put it in perspective of me, because, obviously you're asking me this question. You want my take on it, right? I'm not making the question about myself. I'm personalizing the answer towards my own experience and my opinion. If I were ever to become filthy rich, because it ain't going to be through being a creator. I'm never going to go viral like PewDiePie did. I'm never going to have the audience he had. I'm never going to make that much money. Okay? But if I were to somehow become filthy rich right now, maybe, I don't know, maybe I win the lotto or something, right? I would still stream. Even if I don't monetize it, or maybe if I monetize the stream, I give it all away. I would still stream. You might say, well, I don't get it. If you're rich, why would you want to work? Because I love this. I love sitting here chilling with you guys. Like, this is genuine fun to me. While I'm also making money, I'm having a ton of fun. So why wouldn't I want to continue it as like my side hobby? I wouldn't want to do it as much as I do. Like right now, I do it full time as a job. Obviously, what I would want to do is reduce the amount of time that I do it, right? And that's perfectly fine. But I would still do it because it's my passion. I wouldn't ever want to quit. PewDiePie says, I want to quit. Well, that probably means he's not that passionate about it anymore. And you know what? If he's not, then he should quit. Why keep doing something long-term that you're not passionate for anymore, right? There's so many creators out there that they start off small, they blow up, and then they realize I didn't want to blow up. I actually just wanted to be a small-time guy, and now the passion's gone because now it's all big, making tons of money. You got to worry about employees. You got to worry about all this shit. They didn't ever want to do that. They just wanted to make videos and fuck around, For me, that's kind of it for me. Like, I don't ever want to blow up. I just want to be a guy who's just like a normal guy who hangs out with you guys and has a good time. That's all I ask. Literally, that's all I ever want. So if ever it gets like much bigger than that, I feel like I would also maybe lose my passion for it. But if I were to become filthy rich right now, I'd be like, let's stream 2-3 times a week. Let's do a chill hangout stream. Let's play a particular game or two. Let's play a game every once in a while. But, I would still want to do it. I genuinely get a lot of enjoyment out of doing this. But to PewDiePie, more power to him. If he wants to spend time with his dude, don't you think that's a noble thing? I have a family now. I'm not in my 20s single. I don't need to scream at a camera like a sissy. I'm not really a hyper intelligent individual who's educated on world events. I probably shouldn't be doing commentary videos on like the Middle East because I'm just a fucking creator who plays games and screams. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of respectable. All right, I'm just going to step back and live my life now. Leave me alone. Sounds good to me. I don't even have a single word of criticism for that. That's seems pretty, makes sense of an attitude to have. Okay, so I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, the stink bug that was on my wall. He's crawling around in this Tupperware right now. See him? So stink bugs are an intrusive species that try to get into your house at this time of the year where I live in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Now, if you ever get a stink bug in your home, it is incredibly important that you do not kill it. The reason being, stink bugs have a pheromone that they give off when they are in distress. And if you kill a stink bug, it explodes with this pheromone, and it actually will attract other stink bugs and other bugs. I learned this the hard way many years ago when the very first one of these came into my home, and I did kill it. It wasn't, it was actually by accident. I was actually trying to get him, out of the house, and I was trying to grab it, and I killed it by accident. And within an hour, all of a sudden, 1 million bugs had come to the window of my office. I was like, what in the holy hell? So you catch them, and you release them outside, and then you're good. So I'm just going to go leave this bug. I'm going to go walk out my front door and toss it in the front bush, and I'm going to come back. Also, he's outside, by the way. I got rid of the stink bug. If you ever see a stink bug, don't be afraid. Stink bugs are not dangerous. They don't bite. They're not poisonous. They're herbivores. But the problem is they are intrusive. Number one, they will eat all your crops. So if you have like a garden, they'll actually go after your crops. So that's bad. And they do try to get inside your house this time of year when it's colder outside. They want to go to a warm place. Well, what's the warmest place? Probably inside of a house. So they try to sneak in, and these damn things, they've been in my house now for 2 straight months. They keep sneaking in. Ever since September, they've been coming in nonstop. I find one like once a week. I have to get it out of my house. I'm not shocked that I just found one now and there might be more. So, okay. By the way, shout out to Dust Buckets, who became a member. Thank you to Dust Buckets for the membership. I appreciate that very much. That's the first membership of the day. Thank you, Dust Buckets. Appreciate the support this morning. Thank you, everybody. He'll bring friends next time. He could. If you let a stink bug live in your house, he'll start inviting his friends over for parties, and that's no good. Spotted lanternflies, they don't ring a bell. They do not ring a bell to me. No, Brian, Wings had to reschedule. Wings was not feeling good. He contacted me last night, right before I was going to go to sleep, and he basically said that he was feeling sick and couldn't make it. So we're going to reschedule for next week. And in the meantime, we're just going to chill for a while. And then I'm going to play some Arc Raiders. If any of my new set shows up, we might actually set up the set with the new monitors, monitor arms, new chair, all this stuff. In fact, let me check again and see if anything has updated here. Yeah, it still says this delivery of supposedly the monitors, monitor arm, Legos, and
Store
more.
wouldn't take your stolen credit card.
It's probably going to show up between 1:30 to 4:30, but it's not showing anywhere close yet, so I don't know exactly when it's showing up. We'll have to see. Dickers ate his daughter's eyes. Did a $5 super chat. Stink bug Diddy party at Phil's place tomorrow. Absolutely not. No Diddy parties at my place whatsoever. Stay out. Thank you for the super chat. So, yeah, I haven't heard from Wings. Hopefully he feels all right. I don't know if he's even going to stream today or whatever. But he basically was not feeling good. And, I said, all right, let's do it next week then. Next week, again, 7-day streaming week for me. So it'll be nice because I'm going to be here Saturday, Sunday. To have Wings on Monday, hopefully it'll break up the week. It'll be a good way, kind of be like a middle of the week event. So it should be good. John says, you got me now shopping for a new monitor since I watched you on Black Friday. Certainly it was not my intention on Black Friday to inspire any of you to become massively consumeristic. That was not my point. But the way we did it was the best way because you guys helped me out on the fly. You talked me through product features. You explained to me compared products. Like, I almost bought the wrong thing. And you guys were like, no, you're getting the wrong thing. You got to get this. I was like, oh, shit, you're right. I almost bought a 32-inch, widescreen monitor, but I wanted an ultra wide. I almost bought a regular monitor that was curved, but not ultra wide. Then you guys were like, no, you got the wrong one. You got to get the ultra wide. And I got the right one. So thank you guys because I would have screwed it all up. Really, I would have. Dynasty Kitty did a €2 super chat. Says the stink bug's like, same time next week. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that literally be something if it's been the same stink bug that keeps sneaking into my house? Because remember, I don't kill it. I just let it outside. It's the same guy just keeps sneaking in over and over. Wow. That'll be a good movie or something. I think I did. I think that's what I got. What's the resolution of the monitor that I actually bought? Hold on. There's someone saying you should get this certain resolution. I might have. Let me see. Because I got 2 monitors. One's the gaming monitor. That's the really expensive high-end one. That's what I got. 3440 by 1440p. That's what I got. A Sansui 34-inch curved gaming monitor, 3440 by 1440p, up to 165 hertz. Now, I'm not going to be using that one for gaming. That's the one I'm going to use to monitor chat, to monitor contributions, to monitor the stream, YouTube, all of that. And that one's going to be right here. The other monitor, which is my gaming monitor, that one is an MSI 3840 by 2160, 240 hertz QD OLED 32-inch monitor. I've never owned QD OLED. I don't even know what that means. But I was told it was really good. That's going to be my gaming monitor. Okay? So that one it is also coming today. So, yeah, these should be neat. The thing is, my current setup, I can't do 240 hertz. Like, my capture device doesn't support 240 hertz. So I'll probably still be doing 120 hertz no matter what, which is fine. I don't need more than 120 hertz. But basically, that monitor is future-proof. Like, I'll be using that monitor for many years to come. Even if I upgrade my setup or whatever further, I'll still be using that monitor for a while. That's why I wanted to get that one. And by the way, again, thank you to those who helped me shop. I saved around $600 buying it all on Black Friday. I believe it was 4 different items were each significantly cheaper than they would have been if I bought them normally. So I spent a lot of money, but I actually saved a lot of money. And I appreciate people helping me all day on Friday with that. I hope it doesn't burn in. At the same time, I'm not going to leave it on all the time. When I'm not in here using my stuff, I turn it off. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think there'll be a burn-in issue. How am I liking the speakers? Is it a 2.1 setup with a subwoofer or just the computer speakers? It's just the speakers. For those who don't know, I got the Edifier M60s. So they are wired speakers, but they also are wireless with Bluetooth if you want to do Bluetooth. What I like about them is they have an app that you can sync with your phone, and that app allows you to do actual equalizer adjustments. So like last night, I was using them for Tormented Souls 2, and as I was walking down the staircase, you could hear a boss, and it was like really loud thumping bass in the background. I was like, that's too loud. So I went in and I was able to adjust the bass levels. So now it wasn't as bad. It still had bass, but not as strong. And I liked being able to do that on the fly without having to go and touch the speaker, without having to mess around. I just right on the phone, I went, bloop, bloop, done. Volume 2, you just do it right on your phone, live, done. So they're good. They're good for now. I can't speak to the full quality because the setup is not how it's going to be. Once everything is here, I can stop using the TV, which means I'm going to push the TV all the way to the back of that stand. Then I'm going to put the speakers out front, and I'm going to move my lighting up front as well. So then I'll be able to hear the speakers better. Like right now, the speakers are pushed against the wall, so I'm hearing it reflect off the wall. It's the only way I can hear it. Otherwise, they're hitting the back of the TV and it's muffled. So they're good now. I can only assume they're going to be better once they're set up properly, But so far, I like them. But they have a separate tweeters built in, but they don't have a subwoofer. It's just a standard kind of computer speaker setup, but they're really good. Like, I would compare them to the quality of the Bose that I told you guys about. I've had Bose speakers over there on my desktop for, here, all 11 years I lived here, and I used those back in Connecticut for like another 5-6 years. So those Bose speakers are almost 20 years old. They still work perfectly, and they're great. So these are probably on par with the Bose, I would say. They sound really good. Thank you to Jenny Beans, who has subscribed to the channel. Thanks for the new sub, Jenny Beans. I appreciate the support. Thanks for coming by and supporting today. Do you have time to make a quick pizza before we start with Arc Raiders? I would say so. We're still chilling. We're still having a good time here with Chill with Phil. We'll probably chill for like another half. We'll probably start Arc Raiders roughly around 1 p.m. and we'll play for like 3 hours today. That's what I'm assuming. What's up to Mason? Mason says, good day, Phil. Looking forward to watching your Tormented Souls 2 playthrough. Waiting till I get a little bit further in the game before, so I don't hit any spoilers. Cool. I'm near the end. I'm actually right now in the final dungeon. So, it's going to be done. Probably next time I play, I might finish it, if not 2 streams. But we're right there. And it's been a great run, despite, I would argue, 1 or 2 of the puzzles were a little bit too cryptic. And definitely some of the enemies near the end of the game are kind of cheap, with the way that they kind of lock you and kind of hit you repeatedly. And then lastly, there was a game bug. And the game bug really screwed me over because I couldn't make advancement. The puzzle wouldn't solve. And I had to wait over a week for them to patch the game to fix the game bug, which really sucked. So there's some lost time there. But outside of that, I really liked the game. It's a great homage to classic survival horror. No Elixification. Wings will be on supposedly next week. We have to confirm that, but he said he did not feel good today. He wanted a rain check, so there you go. You're not funny. You're asking the wrong person. He says, should I get a 4K OLED monitor? I don't even have mine yet. I I don't know. I don't know if it's really good or not. Like, I don't know. I'd have to test it myself to give you feedback. I don't have it yet. I could actually mount the gaming monitor right now if I wanted to. I could mount it onto this table because this table has a standard end. So I could use the monitor mount and mount the monitor here, which I might actually do. But the bummer is I can't mount this monitor on this table. This table doesn't have a flat edge. It's actually rounded because they wanted to make this all stylish. So no mounts work on this table. So I can't mount that monitor and mess with it. I have to just have it sit flat on here for now when I get it. And then I'll have to, later on, when I get the new desk, then I can put that on the monitor mount and do it the proper way. Yeah, I'm thinking. Because I'm trying to think, how am I going to plug this monitor in? Because there has to be a monitor right here, right here. This one, I could probably plug in over there. But this one, I don't know where I'm going to plug it in. Because this is already because all the lighting and stuff I have behind me, like all those sockets are already taken up. Well, maybe not. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on a second. I could probably make it work. It's just that I don't have a lot plugged in. Like, remember when I have that lamp that I plug in over here sometimes, the Tesla lamp? Or if I have one of the signs plugged in, then we're going to have an issue. Right now, I'll have an empty socket to plug the monitor into. But if I ever try to use that other stuff, I'll have less sockets. So, I'm going to have to redo all the wiring again, which sucks. I literally just did the wiring. Immediately, I see when I can unplug. It's for the lamp. So as long as I'm not using the lamp, the Tesla lamp, I can plug the monitor in there. The cord will have to go around and then plug in there. That should work. I'll have to mess with it. Okay. Play cool. Thanks for the dollar tip. He says, did you see your email about Arc Raiders? No. Make sure you skim through it before you start playing. I didn't see it. It'll help you avoid annoying beginner's traps. For Amazon, I don't believe the sale prices they advertise. Use Keepa, and you can track real prices and discounts. Oh, I'm well aware that there's deceptive practices. I'm well aware of that. Thank you for the bug. No, if you sent me an email, it must have hit spam. I didn't see one. Sorry. Sucks. But I'm here. I'm streaming live. You can help me live. When I start playing, just help me live to understand what's going on, okay? Cool. Roden says there's many things about Arc Raiders only playtime can teach. There you go. No, I do have a multi-socket thing. This thing I have in there has a ton of sockets. And then on there, I already have a million things. You have to understand. So just right here alone, I have this light, that light, the screen, and that light. So there's 4 lights plugged into the wall right here already. Then I have the wire for if I use the Tesla lamp, the wire for if I use a sign. I believe there's another wire for if I use a sign. Okay? I'm seeing one that I can unplug right there. Yeah. And that's the one I'll have to plug the monitor into. I can see it. That one right there, I can unplug. That's the Tesla lamp. So as long as I'm using the Tesla lamp, I have a whole empty socket. I should be good. Like I said, I'll have to mess with it, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make do. And like I said, this monitor here, I'll just have to run the power cable over there and plug it into the battery backup that I have over there. Or the squid, because I have a squid too. I have both over there for the other monitor. So that'll work there. So monitor here. We have the wires for it. Okay. Oh, I know I need a haircut. It's been a while. I know that I need a haircut. Absolutely. How's Flex The villain says, how's flex? Well, what do you mean? What specifically are you asking me? Rephrase the villain. Just in general, how's the workout going? It's going good. Last night I did squats. I did I forget what this is called when you put the dumbbells over your shoulders and you just go straight up like this. And I did my side extensions, which work out your back, and I did push-ups. So it's basically like back, shoulders, legs, a little bit of chest with the push-ups. That was my workout last night. I looked all these exercises up and I've been doing them for months, but I never learned the names of them. I just do them. If art becomes a regular thing, would I get a mic for proximity chat? I don't know. I might. I know I can, all I need is a USB port and I have it, but I'm not really too concerned about it right now. Let's just see if we enjoy the game and if it works in the rotation, and then you worry about that other stuff, right? What's going on, King Gabriel? How are you today? Welcome. Skeet Hansen, how is my wife your business in any way, shape, or form? Exactly. Why would you ask me a question like that? Really? Why? What would I buy my wife? What does it have to do with you? And why do you need to know that information? Like, what kind of a question or answer are you even looking for when you're asking me personal, intrusive questions? Like, what an idiot. Check options. There's a streamer mode and possibly a built-in voice changer. All right, I'll have to give it a look. We should look for that. No, villain, we mostly get rain. We almost never get snow here in the Seattle area of Washington State. We do sometimes get snow. It's a rarity. When we do, we usually don't get a lot, and it doesn't last. If we get a lot, everyone here freaks out and acts like it's the apocalypse because they have no idea how to handle snow, which I find hilarious. I used to get a ridiculous amount of snow when I lived in Connecticut, and I know how to handle it. But out here, it's like everyone freaks out. I have no idea, Andrew. I don't pay attention to them. You're asking the wrong person. I don't pay any attention to my detractors. All I know is people who come on here and say stuff about them. I don't watch their content. I don't give a shit. I'll guarantee you this. It's been a week now since the Asmongold interview, correct? I've gotten tremendous extra viewership on my streams. As you can see, if you just take a look at the views right now, I'm pretty much double what I was getting. Like, no exaggeration. I'm about double the viewership that I had before Asmongold, for sure. Okay? Support has been great, has it not? Every stream I'm doing incredibly well. Okay? Couldn't be happier. I haven't asked for a single contribution since I got off the stream with Asmongold. So it's been a week, right? So what exactly do you think they're talking about? Do you think if they're saying something that they're talking about reality? Or do you think that they're just talking about their useless, nonsensical memes, their garbage content that completely lies, over-exaggerates? Because in their minds, as I explained to Asmongold, whenever I do something to improve myself, they just move the goalpost to the next thing. So if it's not that my content sucks and I don't have the best quality content, I'm a dinosaur, I'm behind the times. If it's not that I rage too much, I blame the game developers, all of that. If it's not that I'm playing mobile games and spending all my money on WWE champions. If it's not that, oh, well, now he just sits around and begs all day. So what's the next thing? Because there's a next thing. There will never not be a next thing. That's how they are. But for me, I don't care. I'm already on to my better life for a whole week now. I don't have to worry about anything. I just chill with you guys and have a great time every day, and I'm happy. So why do I give a crap what they're doing to cope for the fact that now I have changed for the better and all the things that they have said are bullshit and there's nothing else for them to really have a gripe with? That there's 5 million other people out there that are far worse than me, that are doing things right now that they should not agree with, yet they're still making content about me, right? Like, why would I care? Let them make their content, and I don't care at all about what they say and do. That's it. Don't give a shit. None of their criticisms are valid, so why do I give a shit? You guys, if you want to criticize me and say, hey, let's improve this way or that way, I'll listen to you. I ain't going to listen to these people who they benefit by saying that I'm bad in some way. Because then what's their benefit to ever having me improve? There is none. They want me to be this joke so they can make money, right? Make their videos. So I don't listen to their crap. I don't give a shit. Mhm. And if you don't want me to ever talk about them again, don't ever ask about them and I won't talk about them again. Because you notice I don't unless you guys ask me. So if you don't want to talk about it, don't ask me about it. I like retro gaming and I've thought about doing retro gaming streams. We never put anything regularly into the schedule. For example, um, we have had times where I'll do a marathon of Mega Man. We did that 3 times this year, and we actually beat Mega Man 1 through 7, and we were just about finished Mega Man 8, and we ran out of time, okay? I would like to do another Mega Man marathon next year where we finish 8 and we do 9 and 10, okay? Um, when the Genesis Mini came out many years ago, I actually did a series of streams where I played the classic Sonics, some of the other older games that were on there, and those did well. A couple summers ago, I actually did a Castlevania run where I played Castlevania 1 through 4, and that was super exciting. That was fun. But is it a regular thing in my schedule? No, it's not at all. Uh, it's just something that we'll do casually from time to time if we feel like it. Um, but I really, if you want to know the truth, it's because, quite frankly, my audience, and when I say my audience, I mean my audience that I've had for years, not this newfound audience that I got in the last week. But my audience generally don't like watching me play retro games. And that, for me, it is disappointing because I'm a child of the 90s. I grew up in the 80s, but I was playing gaming in the 90s and as a teenager. My formative years of gaming were based around games like Final Fantasy 4 and 6, Chrono Trigger, Zelda, Link to the Past, Super Mario World, Street Fighter 2, right? These are the games I grew up absolutely loving. And I would love to play these games for a modern audience. But whenever I try, I don't get much interest. Case in point, it was 2, 3 years ago, I played Chrono Trigger because I was just absolutely craving this game. And I played it. I loved it. The playthrough didn't do good. I still played the whole thing, but it's now twice I've played Chrono Trigger, and I said, well, if the playthrough does well, then I'll go back and I'll do all the alternate endings. We'll actually unlock all the optional content or whatever. It never works. It's like I'll just do the base game and people get bored and stop showing up, and I'm like, oh, it's frustrating. Same thing happened with Claire Obscure this year, where I love the game. Hands down, game of the year contender for me. Not saying it's going to be my game of the year, but it's a game of the year contender for me. I get to Act 3. Everyone's like, just finish the game and stop playing it. We don't want to show up anymore. We're tired of this game. Play anything else. And I'm like, sucks because I love this game. I want to actually do all the content and unlock it, and I couldn't. Now, with this newfound audience, you guys are committing to come by and hang out and support it. I'm going to play more Claire Obscure this month. I can't wait to go back to Claire Obscure this month, quite frankly. I'm just really excited for it. So I'm excited for the future where I can have more people watch me play the kind of stuff that I like rather than me be limited to always playing new game. Because that's kind of how it's almost always been. If I'm not playing something new, it doesn't really get attention. Thank you to Mr. Member. Good to see you today. $10 super chat. He says, here's a vote for some emulated retro games. Thank you, Mr. Member. I appreciate that. The way I see it, the future is bright and the sky's the limit. As long as we got people that are along for the ride, I can do whatever I want, right? So, yeah, I'm excited. G-Man, in general, I have stayed away from doing user interactive content simply because my trolls are so bad, they ruin it. I'll give you an example because, again, you guys probably would not know this. Way back in the day, we're talking 10 years ago, every single year, in December, actually, it was around this time of year, I would actually do what I called the Fan Appreciation Series, all right? For about 2 weeks, I would do almost nonstop multiplayer lobbies, fan interactive events, and just generally fun stuff with my audience. So, play some Battlefield together with a party that we all coordinate. Play some Call of Duty, play some Assassin's Creed multiplayer, play some fighting games, right? That kind of stuff. And it worked. It was great. For many years, we had a great time with it. And particularly, I remember when it finally fell apart. I think it was Metal Gear Solid 5 had a multiplayer mode. And I made the lobby, and half the lobby was trolls. So because of that, sadly, the people who actually wanted to play and had scheduled time in their schedules, logistically. Keep in mind, I have an international viewer base. It's not like everyone's American and we're all here on the same times. Like, I had to figure out streaming times around when people would be there, when they could. I had slots set up, people showing up. You can play now. You can play now. We figured it all out, and we go to
What's the
play it.
matter?
The trolls
Store wouldn't
completely
take
ruin it
your
for everyone. They're giving
stolen
away
credit
position. They're
card.
teabagging. They're shooting guns wildly into the air, basically making it unplayable. Now imagine you're a fan of mine. You've been waiting years to be able to play with me. It finally gets coordinated. You go to play. The entire thing's ruined by trolls. How would you feel? Shitty, right? So after that, and again, it wasn't just that. Was every game. It ended up being Battlefield. It ended up being Call of Duty. They ruined all of them. And I said, there's no point in doing it anymore. I don't want to give them the opportunity to basically ruin so what's supposed to be a positive event for my viewers who like me. So I just stopped doing the events. And instead, I kind of stayed to myself doing single player content. If I do multiplayer content, I'm just a random that drops into a lobby, plays, and drops out. I found workarounds to stop the trolling as long as I don't do certain kinds of stuff. And even then, the times that I have attempted to do it, so for example, with Street Fighter, because you're even saying something like, would you play a Street Fighter tournament with your viewers? I've done lobbies, like Street Fighter lobbies, where I say anyone can join, here's the lobby. 9 times out of 10, it's some idiot. Their name is something insulting to myself or my family members, or it's doxing, something awful. I play them, I kick their ass, and then what's the point? No one got anything out of that. They think that they got one up on me for having this messed up name on the screen. Even though I whooped their ass, they're like, haha, mission accomplished. And it's like, so what did I do it for? And by the way, typically they don't do well. Like when I do those lobbies, it's not like I get attention and people are liking the content. It's more like, wow, Phil's just beating up on scrubs. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I whoop on them because they're not there to be good. They're there to get the attention for being there. You see? That's why I kind of just stopped doing that stuff. There was no point. I did it. I think it was a month of lobbies in Street Fighter 6 when the game was new. No one really liked it, and I stopped doing it, and that was the end of it. No, you see, it's not. Copium says, yeah, but dumpstering trolls is fun from time to time. No, it's not. Listen, I have nothing to prove. All right? I don't. I've already won. I'm the one whose life is getting to play video games and hang out with an audience all day on the internet. That's my job. I've already beaten the trolls. The fact that they need to like do fucked up things to try to take stabs at me because they're so jealous and pissed off that I'm successful, I've already won. So I don't need to also defeat them in a game. There's no point. I don't get any self-satisfaction out of beating them in a fighting game. I already know I'm better. I don't need to waste my time. Thank you to Raider Randy for $5. Do it anyway, even if there's trolls. Trolls can still be good content. Nah. No, you see, here's the thing, and this is where I differentiate myself from other people who have been categorized as lolcows, okay, and have done this kind of thing. There are tons of people out there, they get harassed, they're categorized as lolcows, and they lean into the content. They lean into it. Laugh with the meme, play with the troll, give them what they want, keep the circus going. Hell, even self-deprecate yourself, embarrass yourself for money. As long as you're making a paycheck, it doesn't matter, right? There's a saying that I started saying last year in regards to this mentality, okay? Once you put the clown makeup on, it never washes off. What does that mean? It means that once you lower yourself to the level of being a lolcow and you accept it, and now this becomes your reality, your persona, this is you on the internet, so just lean into it, you can't ever go back. Now, you have to do lolcow content, or else you can never get success ever again. You might have once been known as someone who made news reports, vlogging, gameplay, chill streams. But the moment that you become this monetized the lolcow status, that is all you will ever be for the rest of your life, and you have to accept it or quit. There's people who are learning that the hard way right now. And it's sad because I feel bad for these people who maybe got into something they didn't realize they were getting into, and now they're stuck. And they try so hard, and they don't know what's going on. Like, well, you think about it. You entertained the trolls. You gave them what they wanted. You took their money, you took their attention, but now that's all you'll ever get for the rest of your life. For me, I've been the one who staunchly fights against it. I don't care what you call me. I'm still going to be legit. I'm still going to make positive content that my viewers are going to be entertained by and support. Therefore, you can call me whatever you want and you can make up the slander and the memes or whatever. I'm not going to buy into your garbage. I'm going to be successful on my own means by making content that doesn't hurt others or leave toxicity and garbage and just this slop on the internet. Instead, my playthroughs are still going to be there for years to come. So if someone wants to see Heavy Rain from 2010, they can see it. If someone wants to see me play Arc Raiders from 2025, they can still see it. And that gameplay is legit. It's meaningful. It's not harmful. And it's a fun experience to watch no matter when you watch it. It's not just pertinent to the moment where I decided to cash in on a lol cow joke. Instead, it's actual good content. You see? You can look at my body of work for 17 years, and you can argue that early on I was kind of extreme with the way that I did commentary, sure. But you'd be really hard-pressed to look at my content and be like, Phil made toxic, harmful content to the internet to get over. He stepped on people to get where he was. He did horrible things to himself and others. No, I never did. I stepped away from that. I avoided it. I said, I refuse. So that's the difference between me and these other people. Maybe these other people would think, well, the only way I can get money or attention is to do the lobby and have a bunch of trolls in it. I'm not going to do the lobby. Fuck the trolls. I'm not going to give them anything. They don't deserve it. They didn't do shit for me. So why am I going to do them a solid or a favor? You know what I mean? I could have capitalized and tried to bank, but then I would be the joke forever. I don't want to be the joke. I want to be a serious creator like I've always worked hard to do. 17 years, over 68,000 videos. That's my legacy. Not the dunce content some mouth-drooling morons made to capitalize on the algorithm, make a buck on my back by lying about me. That's not meaningful content. That's the slop that melts brains, and the people who watch it are dumb as fuck. Okay? Me, I'm going to make meaningful content that people can come back and like no matter what. Maybe actually enjoy games and have a good time. All right? That's who I aspire to be. Maybe I won't ever get there. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I'm going to keep working on it. I'm not going to give up. You know? So, yeah, the fan lobby, I love doing it. Like, I would love interacting with fans and having a good time. How can I do that when all I'm doing is feeding the trolls? Just like people who say, well, if your wife's doing better, why doesn't she come on stream? Because it doesn't matter how my wife's doing. It doesn't matter if my wife is much healthier now and happier and comes on stream. They will still say nasty things about my wife because that's all they want is ammo, fuel for them to make more content. So why give it to them? I refuse. Let them sit and spin and be upset that for the last week they have nothing. All they can do is go back to their old shtick of nonsense that it does not apply anymore. And I'm happy moving forward with my life. And Jasper Kitty agrees. That's why he's up here right now. Thank you so much to Critique for $2. It says, respect for the self-respect. Exactly. I need to be able to respect myself and the content that I put out to be able to get out of bed every day and come on this stream and make more content. I can't be a person who hates who I am and what I do because I would not want to do this for a job anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be someone who just punches a clock and puts in hours to print a paycheck for myself and my family. I actually want to think that the content I'm making is worthwhile and that worth the time I put into it, you see? And also that it's not slop that's brain rotting the world, because that's the problem. All of this nasty, toxic, hater, detractor content is brain slop that's melting the brains of the world. It really is. It's actually hurting human culture. There should not be a cultural movement to hate on people and crap on people and bully people on the internet. That should be what we rally against. Say, don't do that. That's terrible. That's for dumb people. That's for horrible people. That's not what nice, aspiring people who want to help and improve human society should be doing. But I don't know why people think it's just so fun and acceptable. It doesn't make sense at all. It shouldn't be. We should be calling this out and drawing attention to it and exposing these communities for what they are. Toxic, awful things that are actually, ruining human existence. Someone tipped $2 and says you should do an IRL stream with your wife going around Seattle. Well, first off, we wouldn't even want to go to Seattle. For those who don't know, Seattle's a shithole now. Like, I'm not even kidding. Places that used to be nice touristy areas are now full of druggies and homeless people, and they refuse to actually help the city. Like, it just gets worse. There's a nice place called the Pop Culture Museum. This museum has all kinds of cool exhibits, music, movies, TV, comic books, music, all kinds of stuff. It's a great place. I've been there a few times. I've loved it every time I've been there. I've been there with Kat. We loved it, right? Right now, across the street from the Pop Culture Museum, I'm not saying down the block, I'm saying literally directly across the street from the Pop Culture Museum is a druggie encampment of people who are homeless doing drugs in public. The city knows about it. They do nothing about it. They haven't helped the people. They haven't cleaned it up. They just leave it there. So you have people who are flying from all over the world to go to the Pop Culture Museum. They look across the street and they still see people shooting up. I'm not exaggerating. This is true. I just saw the photos. Okay? That's Seattle right now. That's how bad it is in Seattle. So I moved here 11 years ago with the intention of living next to a major city that I like to go to every once in a while and do stuff with my wife. We haven't been there since 2018. We're not going back until they fix it. And it's been 7+ years where it's just been getting worse and worse, and they're not doing anything to improve the situation. The leadership is a joke. No one actually empowers the people who could do stuff like the police to actually fix it. They're morons. So I basically are like, nah, we're not going to waste time on that. Okay. So number one, would we like to go to Seattle? Sure, if they clean it up, but it's a horrible hellhole now. So I wouldn't want to go to Seattle. That's number one. Number two, I could never live stream anything I do like that because people would immediately start calling the police and trying to SWAT and mess with me. So I wouldn't do that. If I were to go on a vacation or whatever, I would easily like maybe just film it. And then maybe when I get home and people didn't know that I was going to go there, then upload video so no one can mess with me while I'm there. Okay? That's what I would do. Someone tipped $1, says, would I move out of Seattle? I don't live in Seattle. I live in a suburb of Seattle where I like it here because I don't have to live that city life. I get a lot of the things that I like about living here is that number one, the population is way lower than it was where I used to live. I used to live in Connecticut, and in Connecticut, no lie, it was like living with sardines in a can. Everywhere you went, there was a line. Every time you got on the road, there was a traffic. Everywhere you went, it was like everyone crammed together. The population density was way too strong. Here, the population density is way, way lower. Okay. So I really enjoy living here because there's just more space in general. Right now, if I wanted to, I could go down the street and do something and not have to wait 4 hours to do it. Okay. Everything is in within reach of a quick drive or whatever, or even ordering here where I live. So I like that about it. There's things I like about it. I'm not going to say no, I would never move. But for me, I love my house. And quite frankly, I think the hassle of moving again would be too stressful and too expensive. I know from the first move, it was a nightmare where I spent probably double to triple what I had intended on spending to do the move. And it put me into massive debt that screwed me over for a good decade, basically. Um, I wouldn't want to do that again, quite frankly. I think it's not worth it. But are there places where I could move where I might have a better life situation? Yes. Is it feasible for me to really do that move? Probably not. Probably doesn't make sense. Like every time you hear about, oh, didn't you know that it's better in Texas, it's better in Florida? Yeah, for some reasons it is. For some reason, but not for all. Like, it seems like all the places that seem like they're the cheapest to live and or are safer or nicer, they're all too hot. Florida? Dude, Florida is insanely bad weather. Ridiculous humidity, thunderstorms, hurricanes. Yeah, it's cheap as hell to live there because of that. I would never want to live in Florida because of that, you know? Same thing with Texas. Like, Texas has nice people. I've been there many times. Very hospitable, very friendly to businesses. Like someone like me who, if I moved there, I'd basically be paying less taxes. It would be easier to operate my business there. But then they have these extremely hot summers, these extremely cold winters they're not even equipped for. They're dealing with all this crap. It's like, I don't want to be in the midst of that. You know, I don't. I would much rather be somewhere where it's kind of mid, which it is here. So that's what I mean. Like, there's always a trade-off, no matter what. What's more important? For me, I just needed to get out of Connecticut. Like, that was my goal. I needed to get the hell out of there. I was not having a good time living there. Cost of living was skyrocketing. Taxes and prices were skyrocketing. And I was getting no benefit from being there at all. Abdullah, what are you talking about? I only tried Mr. Beast Feastables once ever. It was one candy bar, was it not? And it was like 2 years ago. I don't remember. He's asking me, what's my favorite Mr. Beast Feastables? I've had like one ever for DSP Tries It. I don't really remember. I didn't like it either. I thought it was terrible. When you say it's only gotten worse, are you talking about Seattle or are you talking about the Feastables? I don't know. Maybe he's talking about Feastables. I would believe you. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great hangout session. Okay, it really has been. I've enjoyed hanging out with all of you. Thanks for chilling. I hope that you guys enjoyed the hangout session. And well, I'll say let's who this person is. Let's hang out for a few more minutes, but then we will wrap this up and then we'll get ready for Arc Raiders for the afternoon. Okay? I'm just checking one more time. And still no major updates on anything. Everything's still scheduled to arrive at pretty much the same time they said earlier. Stuff's out for delivery, but not close enough yet for it to have an ETA. So, yeah, no updates as of yet on any of the stuff that's coming. But I'll keep checking. Because again, when it shows up, I don't want it sitting outside of my house all day. Am I doing anything exciting for Christmas? Well, being that the week is stacking up the way it's looking, I think what I'll do is my Christmas marathon will likely be 2 days before Christmas, so the 23rd, so that'll be a Tuesday. I'll probably do a Christmas marathon. And that's the day where all day I stream. I dress up in different holiday ugly sweaters and stuff. I have drinks. We play a variety of games that you guys nominate and vote on, which, by the way, soon we will set that up. Because someone asked it earlier. They said, hey, Phil, when will we start to do game stuff for your marathon? Probably next week. I'm thinking probably when I come back on Saturday. On that podcast, we will set up a thread by which you guys can start nominating the games you want to see me play during the Christmas marathon. That way you can get the nominations in. We can figure out what games it is and go from there. So the marathon will probably be on Tuesday. Wednesday, which is Christmas Eve, I'll probably do one stream similar to what I did with Thanksgiving. It'll probably be my Christmas Day hangout stream or whatever we want to do. And then Thursday, I have off. I'll take all of Christmas Day off. I always taken all of Christmas Day off to spend with my wife. So I'll have about a day and a half, nice day and a half to spend with her, where I'll be unplugged from the internet and just chilling and probably watching Christmas stuff, having good food, having a couple drinks, and just having a good time. That's it. No sweater goal. That day, I have like 7 now. I'm trying to think. I don't want to spoil for those who haven't seen them yet. They're pretty funny. I've accumulated this ugly sweater collection over the years. One's a sweatshirt. Then I have like 3 or 4 sweaters, and I have like a t-shirt. So over the course of the day, I keep changing my shirt to put on another ugly Christmas sweater. But no, there's no goal or anything to do it. I just do it to be silly. I actually did that way before I even had goals on stream. Seriously. I received a very generous contribution. I just received a $45 tip. Are you ready? We are about to see a new animation for the first time. This is the $30 animation. You ready? Get ready, everyone. Drum roll for the 30. Actually, I have a drum roll. All right, ready? Drum roll for the $30 animation. Thank you so much. Here we go.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
That's one of my favorites, too. That's actually one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. A Christmas Story. So thank you to Darren. That was Darren with a $45 tip this morning. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. That gets us to a nice, solid, and round $150 of support on this stream so far. Thank you so much for that, Darren. I really appreciate that. And happy holidays to you. Was it too fast? You want to see it again? I like that animation so nice. It's so nice we're doing it twice.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh my God, such a good movie. If you've never seen A Christmas Story, at this point, A Christmas Story may be forgotten because it came out in the 80s, but it's a movie about like the 50s. So it has lots of old-timey stuff in it from like the 1950s America. I like it because it's like a portal back in time. So when I used to watch it with my parents, they would reminisce about their childhoods where it was like that. For me, I just like seeing it be a blast from the past with these references to old things in America. So it's a great movie in that regard. I hope that you guys will check it out if you've never seen it before. It's worth a watch. It's very entertaining. Okay. Oh, I didn't hit the drum roll. I hit the wrong thing. I hit the dun dun dun. I'm sorry. This is the drum roll. I pressed the wrong button. That's why, because Ferbs was like, what the hell was that thing you said it was a drum roll? That's not a drum roll. You're right. I hit the wrong button. I screwed it up. Anyway, thank you to We Know You Fake Your Tips. That's amazing. This idiot actually thinks I fake tips. Thanks for the gifted sub. Actually, this person's been around for a long time gifting subs, saying that, which I find hilarious. If you want to continue to pay me to just make stuff up, go for it. I'll take your money. I'm not stupid. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this special chill with Phil. Sadly, nothing showed up. I was actually hoping that stuff would get delivered and show up so we could do maybe some set upgrades, but it didn't. Maybe what we'll do tonight, because all this stuff's supposed to be arriving during the break. So maybe tonight, maybe instead of Truck Sim, tonight we'll do unboxing of the monitors, unboxing of the monitor arms. Maybe we'll build the chair. Maybe we'll see we can get a makeshift monitor set up here. Because this monitor I could mount and use. This monitor I can't because it won't mount on this desk. But maybe we could at least just put it down and I could like adjust the monitors, get them hooked up and use them. And we'll have kind of like a half and half bootleg set up for a couple of days until the desk shows up on Wednesday. I think that's probably what we should do tonight. A set upgrade stream. And then maybe tomorrow I do the Truck Sim stream. I think that would make more sense. Okay, so let's do that. Tonight, let's lock it in. Tonight's late stream will be the set upgrade stream where we do the monitor setup, we do the chair, we do all that tonight. And then tomorrow, we'll have a normal day of gaming where we will do all this stuff and we'll do Truck Sim tomorrow. So I'll have to announce this formally so everyone is aware. In fact, I might as well just do it right now. So instead of this, sadly, I don't think I have a thumbnail for it, which sucks. I don't think I have anything I could put in there. Besides just like chill with Phil. That's about it. Yeah. I'll probably just use the generic chill with Phil thumbnail. Just so people know I'm not playing American Truck Simulator tonight. But we'll do it tomorrow instead. But it should still be, yeah. Okay, we'll save there. Okay. Oh my God. YouTube sucks. Did it save or not? Discard your changes? No, I hit save. Why are you asking me to discard my changes? There, it's saved. It just doesn't know what it's talking about. It's just stupid. Okay. All right. So that's what we'll do right now. We'll end this special Chill with Phil video. I'll probably go use the bathroom. And then we will play Arc Raiders for the rest of this stream. Okay. Tonight on the late stream, it will be a set upgrade stream. New monitors and monitor arms. New chair, right? Doing all this stuff tonight to get it at least like half working. It won't be fully working until the desk shows up on Wednesday, but at least we'll have some of this stuff in place. And then tomorrow, we'll do a full day of gaming. Maybe first stream we'll do Pokemon, and second stream we'll do American Truck Sim. Okay? Cool. I Shy with a £2 super chat. Am I doing the podcast with Wing still? Yes, next week. He was not feeling good today. He was under the weather. And he said, can I take a rain check? And I said, yes, let's do it next week. So I will work with him over the week to lock that in. But it looks like we'll do it next week instead. Okay? Sorry about that. Obviously, it was last minute. If he's not feeling good, I'm not going to twist the guy's arm. Fair enough? What color chair did I get? It's a darker gray than this gray, but it is still gray, and it's fabric because I need a chair that Jasper can climb on and not destroy. If I got, like, pleather or leather, he would have destroyed it with his claws. So I had to get one that he can jump on and not destroy, so it's fabric. It looks very similar to this chair, actually. It's incredibly similar to this chair, except it's on wheels and has height adjustments, while this chair is stuck on the ground on, like, this weird, like, pedestal, and doesn't height adjust. It's way low to the ground. So this chair coming up will be better. I'll be able to actually have better support and adjustment for my height and everything. It'll actually be a lot better situation. So, okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so very much for watching Chill with Phil. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. And here is to some awesome stuff coming up with the new set. Thanks for hanging out, and time for Arc Raiders.